everyone, it's Emily Fox. Today's video is going to be something fun. I'm going to be doing a full face of a bestseller at Sephora that I have not tried yet. I'm pretty sure all the products that I shoved all in this Sephora bag are things I haven't tried, or maybe like one step of things. So I wanted to do a full face of them just to see if they are worth the hype. Today's video is obviously first impression, but I will continue to wear those for the next couple of weeks, and then I'll put on the screen my full review if my opinion changes and everything. Let's have fun. I'm excited to see if they are worth all the hype because they're all best-selling at Sephora. Some categories were harder to find something I haven't tried that is a bestseller because I wanted to test them all already, like eyeliners and everything. But yeah, I'm excited. Let's do this. Does that not remind you of the things that were really popular when you were younger? Because isn't that the things like, oh, 90s kids will remember? The elasticy ones? I don't know, when I saw it, I was thinking about this and I got very excited. So I'm just applying a little bit of my moisturizer because the foundation I'm going to be testing is known for being drying and I don't want to accuse it of drying my face. Just by saying that, I feel you might have an inkling of what foundation I'm talking about. Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place Makeup. I have never tried this because I used to have really dry skin and now my skin is a little bit oilier. It's been like having ups and downs. My cheeks get red very easily. They're pretty normal, but my T-zone gets oily. But I also have dehydration, so I get dry patches, especially around my nose and everything. So if you have dry skin, well, you probably already know to stay away from this foundation, but we'll see on my nose specifically if that could work for drier skins, and if you have oily, we'll see if it gets oily in my T-zone. So, also it's known for having a lot of coverage. I am actually breaking out a little bit. I tested something and definitely my skin didn't like it, but overall my skin is doing pretty great, so not too much texture. Let's test this. I had the hardest time finding my shade in this range because in store, obviously at Sephora, the lights are very yellow, and then I feel like this range of color tends to be quite yellow base / peachy, but I think it's the one that has the closest undertone for me. Actually, it's not too bad. My body's obviously way darker than my face, so it doesn't help either. I got the shade 1 and 2, which is Écru, something like that. So I think that shouldn't be too far off. I'm not sure if it's going to oxidize everything because I think this does. It doesn't come with a pump, which you have to buy it separately. Honestly, when you spend 30 bucks or however this was on a foundation, you should, right, get a pump with it. So I'm going to be applying it with sponge because that's what I usually do. And we'll see. I'll just do half my face so we can see. I have like that pimple there and we have one on the other side. So we'll be able to test things out like that. Let's try to do half. Actually, let me zoom you in, right? I've heard a lot of things about this foundation. People with oily skin or acne tend to really like the coverage of this and how it controls their oil, especially if you live somewhere that's more like hot and humid. Apparently it really stays throughout the day. And people that have dry skin that have made the mistake of trying this felt like their skin was dying underneath. So I've heard it all, basically. I think everyone has at this point. But I've never actually tried it on my face. You can already tell it's giving me good coverage. And I'm not applying a thick layer at all because I tend to prefer applying a thin layer of foundation and like covering pimples instead. But wow. And I don't know if it's because I applied moisturizer and that I'm applying it with a sponge, but it doesn't feel dry right away. Might change my mind throughout the day, but wow. Let me reduce the lighting a bit because I feel like here you go, you might be able to see the colors a bit better. It's always hard to tell before I'm editing what the lighting looks like. I'm just applying a bit more on the pimple, but ooh. You can see before, after. I think I like this. Okay, let's do the other half. Damn. And the color's actually really good. I'm hoping it's gonna oxidize a tiny bit, but the undertone is perfect. It's so hard to tell in store, but it's definitely the best match for me, I think. I don't smell anything, but that doesn't mean much because I can never tell. But it doesn't seem to have perfume in it, which I prefer. too much on my nose, but damn, it covered everything. Actually, I should be a bit more careful on the nose because that's definitely where it could dry out my nose, my skin. See, that's definitely the nose that's going to be the issue here. I just try to like fix the whole face and then I'll zoom you in on the nose because that's kind of where I knew things would show. The rest of my face is like looking great right now. It's just, I think it's the nose. Yeah, my autofocus is like not working properly, but hopefully you can tell that there is some dry patches on my nose. The rest of my face is not looking bad. A little bit on my chin, it's looking a bit more like cakey, like there's definitely some texture going on. But my cheeks and forehead are looking like extra flawless with this foundation. So I can see the appeal. Like if you have a lot of acne going on, which I've definitely been there, like 2 summers ago, I was breaking out like crazy. And I definitely was trying to find the most high coverage stuff I could have that would still not look too bad. The problem I think for me is going to be the fact that I have found my holy grail full coverage foundation, the Lancome Teint one. And this one covers my pimples. It gives me flawless finish. It controls my oils, but also doesn't emphasize the dry patches on my nose. It's like the hardest combo to find. When I had dry skin, this worked for me. When I had super oily skin, it worked for me. And now that I'm combo, it still works for me. So I feel like this is gonna be like hard to beat, but I don't hate it. But I do feel like I will have to be like extra careful to like exfoliate my nose just before type of thing. But I don't hate the finish of it all over my face. The colors are a great match for me. Might be a slightly too like pale for me right now, but I mean, we're going towards winter anyway. So yeah, I'll definitely update you on this, but I don't hate it. I don't hate it because I expect it to be intimidated by the coverage and everything, but with the sponge I can make it look quite natural, surprisingly. Okay, first impression is fairly positive, just maybe not the nose, which again, if you have dry skin, it's not known for being the right foundation for you, but it does cover all the redness, which is what I wanted. Let's pick out the next product, which is concealer. The Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer is definitely a bestseller at Sephora. I'm going to be using the shade Porcelain. I haven't tried this yet. It's one of those things that like I've had for a while and I just never picked it up because I don't know. But again, my under eyes are dehydrated, so that's going to be the test of if this covers them and at the same time doesn't dry the crap out of them. This looks like a pretty good match for me. Let's try this. Oh, might be a bit yellow, but I feel like a lot of concealers have started having those huge applicator, probably to sculpt your face at the same time, but we'll see how that blends because it looks a tiny bit dark compared to the foundation shade. But it doesn't seem to be oxidizing, which good news in general, might not be for right now. Let's see how I can blend this under my eyes. From afar, it looks to be giving me great coverage, but then I'll zoom you in and we'll see if it dries them or not. The colors is not too bad, like could be a hint lighter for the foundation, or the foundation could be a hint darker, but it's not too bad. We're going to be able to get away with it today. I think I may have applied a bit too much on this side. First impression, definitely full coverage. I would say it's slightly drying, but full coverage is impossible not for it to be drying even a little bit. And with the change of weather, it's been kind of cool here. I feel like my under eyes have been freaking out, so not surprising, but it's definitely not that bad. It's definitely less drying than the Tarte Shape Tape, so would be a great alternative to it for it. I am liking it so far. First impression, obviously, but it seems to be giving me a great coverage. And not too drying. Okay. As for powder, the Mercier one. Everyone, and I mean everyone, raves about this. And I haven't tried it yet, which is like, I'm feeling so late over there. Since everyone loves it, I feel like I should love it. We're gonna test it on my face and then my under eyes to see if it works for one or the other. Or maybe both. It is translucent, so it should work for both. I'm a little nervous. I don't know why. I feel like a lot of bestsellers, if you don't like them, you feel like kind of the pressure to like them since everyone likes them, but ooh, it's kind of, ooh, okay. It's a bit white, isn't it? I don't know, guys. That never happens to me. What the hell? There's like a lot of white of it. Like, I mean, the foundation's already a bit light, so I feel like the white cast of this one is making it super white. You can kind of tell with my face that I'm not feeling this. Wow, it's feeling so drying. What? I'm kind of afraid of doing it and making it super dry. But I want to prevent any creasing. I'm applying like the tiniest amount under my eyes because this is feeling so drying. What the hell? Do people with dry skin actually like this? Because I don't. So on the bright side, it definitely makes my face look like flawless and like poreless and everything. But my face definitely feel like I'm wearing a mask right now, like super drying, which you would think the foundation would be the one doing that, but apparently it's the powder. Wow, I am not liking that powder. That's like super disappointing. I really thought I was going to like this powder because everyone does. But my first impression is not positive. It's like really white. It's definitely feeling kind of stiff on my face. I can see why if you're like going out and you have oilier skin and you like full coverage and like having that white effect under your eyes, you might like this, but I don't think I do. That is weird. I really thought I was going to like this. Let's do my brows because I feel a little naked without anything on my brows. And this is the Urban Decay Brow Beater Microfine Brow Pencil and Brush in the color Neutral Brown. I tend to stick to the same brow product over and over again. At Sephora, I tend to use the Anastasia one, the Brow Wiz, and the Benefit one. And I feel like I don't tend to test new ones. So I wanted to test the Urban Decay one. My issue with a lot of brow products is I feel like they're kind of warm. And sometimes I'm in the mood for it, sometimes I'm really not. See? I feel like it's warm. Like everything, when they say neutral, I feel like they're too orange. If you tell me it's orange or just brown, I'm okay with it. But when you tell me it's neutral and it's not, wow, my face is hating me right now. So dry. You know when the brow product is dried out and it's getting white on the outside? It's looking like that right now, and I'm kind of upset because I just bought this. Okay, they're obviously very heavy swatches because I want you to be able to tell. But the middle one is the Urban Decay one. On this side, this is Granite, which is obviously like for really dark hair, but that's the one that I like when it's cool. And then even here, it's the medium brown, which you can see that even the medium brown is much more cool tone than the Urban Decay one. So, but the formula is just fine. But if you can find your shade, I think the formula is just fine. Even though it's kind of dried already, it still performed nicely. It applied very nicely. So it's mostly a color issue here for me. I should go with eyeshadow. I'm gonna be honest, I'm kind of intimidated here because I've been looking at this palette for a while. This is the new Anastasia Beverly Hills Sultry palette. And I'm gonna just move it. This is gorgeous. I really like how, for once, the palette is kind of cooler tone, kind of neutral to be honest, with one pop of color, which I know all the jokes of like they're all the same colors and then you just add a different pop of color type of thing in their palettes, but I feel like there's still enough differences between them that like most people would enjoy them. Let's be real, the average person tends to wear more neutral than bright colors, and this one is definitely the one that speaks to me the most because again, it's more cool tone. I am unsure what I'm going to be doing, but we're just gonna test stuff. Now that we have clean brushes that smell like vanilla, let's grab, this is the Wet n Wild P20. I'm going to apply all over my lid the color Fresh, just to prime it type of thing. Oh, it is quite powdery, but it tends to be the case with most of the Anastasia shadow. I'm going to mix Twig and Birch in the crease. To be honest, I'm going to have a hard time deciding if the shadows are patchy or not today because my eyelids are really dehydrated once again because of the time of the year. It's like the time of the year where I tend to avoid wearing too much eyeshadow because of it, but we're going to again do our best. I'm just using a clean brush to blend a bit more. Because you can kind of tell here, there's definitely a dry patch. You're really gonna have to excuse the poor blending job because I don't know if it's the concealer, the powder, or just my eyelids right now being too dry, but damn am I struggling. It might be the eyeshadows, but I have a feeling it's definitely just my skin right now and the powder is not helping because if I find it drying on my face, for sure my eyes is gonna be even worse. I think I'm gonna do like a half cut crease just to kind of hide most of the blending. But yeah, it's not my best blending job today. Okay, to cut my crease, I'm gonna use a little bit of the Too Faced concealer that we use, and I'm gonna use the Firma 301 brush. I think I'm gonna do rose quartz in the outer and the inner corner. I'm just gonna add a little bit of pearl. It's so sparkly. I'm gonna try with the brush first just to see how that goes. Oh yeah, it goes on nicely. And then adding pearl in the inner corners. I'm gonna attempt to put a bit darker in the outer V, but once again, I have a feeling it's not gonna go too well. I think I'm just gonna go with more twig because I feel like dystopian is gonna be too dark and I'm gonna really struggle to try and make it look decent. So let's try with just that one and hope it's dark enough. It might work. This is not going well at all. I'm not liking this. I'm gonna put a bit of birch and twig on my lower lashes and pretend the eye look never happened. It's just one of those days apparently. We're gonna hide this with as much eyeliner as possible. I'm gonna test the Sephora long-lasting eyeliner. The reviews are really good. I don't hear a lot of people talk about it, but it is a bestseller that I haven't tried yet. I didn't even check the brush. Hopefully it's an easy one to use. Okay, not bad. Let's try to swatch it on my hand. Ooh. Oh, this is such a rich black. Wow. Okay, at least that is exciting. Let's try to fix this a little bit. Wow. This is so dark, so matte. The only complaint I can think of that I'm gonna have is that the point, I feel like it's gonna become flimsy fast, but this is pretty cool. I'm struggling a tiny bit to make the point as like dark and pointy as possible again because of the flimsiness, but holy schmoly. How did I not hear about this before today? This is crazy. Okay, I didn't make them the same shape, but it doesn't matter because holy moly, I am liking this so much. First product I feel like I'm really falling in love with. Wow. Wow. I can completely forget about that eye look. This saved it. Tarte Lights Camera Lashes 4-in-1 Mascara. Everyone raves about this. I want to know what the hype is all about. Let's apply this. I feel like with eyeliner it's harder to see. Why do I have concealer on my hair? I feel like with eyeliner it's going to be harder to see, but I'm going to be including this in a review later on, so you'll see it in action, close up and everything soon enough. But yes, let's try to apply this on my lashes. I'm very excited. I have fairly long lashes, but they are pretty straight, so let's see what this will do to them. I don't know, guys. I like that it really grips my lashes. That reminds me a bit of the Hourglass one, the new Caution one. But I don't feel like it's giving me much length or even volume. It's very separating though. But I expected like bam results and they're just, it's good, you know? I don't know, I expected more for this mascara. I don't know if mine is a bit too dry or something, but I mean, it's not a bad one. It looks very natural, very separating, and you know, it curls my lashes a bit and everything, but I had heard so many great reviews of like, this is so worth spending more money on a, you know, high-end mascara, and I don't know, I've tried better. Bronzer, I'm gonna use the Marc Jacobs. This is the Tan-tastic bronzer, and let me try to apply it with this $1 million brush from Marc Jacobs that I received in PR. I don't think I would ever spend this much money on a brush, or maybe I would, but I don't know. I'm gonna apply a little bit. Ooh, it's definitely pigmented. My face is looking so dry right now. I don't think it was a good mix to put this foundation with this powder. Does no one feel like the powder is drying? Because holy moly, I don't want this on my face. I'm applying just a bit at first because again, my skin, I'm afraid because it's feeling so dry that it's gonna look patchy, but no, it's looking actually pretty good. I feel like this color probably would be better during the summer. But I wanted to test a bronzer I haven't tried yet, and I feel like I've tried quite a few that are best-selling, and I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see well on camera. Probably. It's very natural, but like in a good way. You can definitely build it up, but I can make this look natural. That's my biggest issue with bronzers. I feel like it can be so hard to make them look wearable on a daily basis on lighter skin, because I feel like I have a neutral to cool undertone, and it's so easy for a bronzer to look straight up orange on me. But this one seems to have a really great color. I feel like my chin looks so white. That Laura Mercier powder, I'm not feeling it. Please tell me I'm not the only one, because holy moly, I feel so alone in here. I'm gonna have to test the bronzer without this magical brush, because I feel like it does such a good job at blending. But it could be the bronzer too. Bronzer and brush are getting a thumbs up. Sadly for our wallets, but I feel like I'm really enjoying them. Sephora has those blushes and highlight and bronzer actually in those format. They just changed the packaging though. Why? As soon as I buy it, this is the colorful blush in Shame on You, which shame on you Sephora for changing the packaging. You know, when you put child-proof stuff or teeth-proof stuff, I cannot open it. I can't open it. 10 minutes later, I open this. Finally, let's swatch it. It looks like a very nice, like peachy pink color. Here you go. That looks actually like it blends nicely. It's matte. It is. It's a really pretty color. I wanted to go with a neutral shade because one, more of a chance of me liking it, slash I didn't know what I was going to wear on my lips and eyes when I was like choosing. I'm really overdue to wash my brushes. So I'm gonna use this like Hourglass brush, and I'm gonna use a light hand because it definitely looks pigmented. Like just tapped it once and it's actually so soft. Why do expensive brush feel so nice? It's managing to not look patchy on this dessert feeling cheek. I'm gonna have to see how well it lasts throughout the day, but I feel like Sephora products in general are so underrated. They're like perfect quality price. I'm trying to apply a really light layer and build it up a bit because again, I'm so afraid it's gonna look patchy, but it's really not. I'm so impressed with their products. Like the eyeliner and then the blush. I need to actually just try a bunch of their products. Would you like to see a video of like me testing a bunch of Sephora products? Because I love their lipsticks, like liquid and in tube, and then now the eyeliner and the blush. I like this. Hourglass, what are these called? Those are the Vanish highlighter? Keep calling it eyeliner. This one is in the color Champagne Flash, which looks like a shockingly champagne color. And I've been liking cream highlighters more and more, which is kind of crazy because I thought I would never like them, but why are you not focusing on my hand? I really need to fix my camera. Look at this. This is looking amazing. I'm gonna try to apply it with my finger because that's what I usually do for, oh my god. This is amazing. Let me just remove the blush I was having on my finger first, but like so pretty. I'm really hoping it's gonna look nice on my face too. Because right now, the best thing that can happen to my face is cream products because damn you, powder. Wow. Oh my god. Why did I wait so long to try this? I am feeling it. I'm right there biting my lips like an idiot, but wow. I am in love. Ooh, this is so pretty. Actually, let me try to put some in my inner corner just to see, because we need all the help we can get with that eye look. maybe can, oh yes. So pretty. I don't know why I always tend to be like, oh, I should keep my cream products for the summer because it looks dewy and like fresh. But during the winter is when my face is dry, so I definitely should wear them like right now. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. If you have not tried the Hourglass Vanish stick highlighters, yes. I know they have like 5 shades, so there's definitely something for everyone, and this is a really nice champagne shade, and yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. Yes. I think it's very obvious the ones I'm like falling in love instantly with. Okay, let me remove whatever's on my lips and find something to wear there. Because I feel like I've tested all the best sellers at Sephora for lipstick, and I can't remember on top of my head which one I had chosen for this. Oh yeah. I just remember. Okay, give me a second to grab it. See, I knew there was a reason I didn't want to go too crazy with the eye and cheeks, because this was the lipstick that I wanted to test. This is the Giorgio Armani Lip Maestro in 400. Is that the name or? Yeah, okay, it's just a number, 400, which is a, they say it's a matte finish. So let's swatch it on my hand. Oh my god. Oh, you know, I don't tend to do those like reaction very often in my videos, but this color is just, okay. Damn. Let's put this on my, I'm so excited. It doesn't have a perfumey scent, which I prefer. Oh my god, I like this color so much. Let's pretend I did an okay job. I feel like it looks slightly warmer on camera than it is actually on my lips. It's such a gorgeous classic red, like a hint darker. Think like MAC Russian red instead of Ruby Roo type of thing. Let me try to grab some really classic liquid lipstick so I can show you. Okay, so I have the Rihanna Red Lipstick, and I want to show you compared to it. I don't know, I feel like the Rihanna in person looks slightly warmer, and the Giorgio Armani looks slightly like almost a bit of a hint of berry in it, which is so pretty. I'm not sure, I don't think that this, I'm looking at the screen, it doesn't do it justice, like at all. It looks amazing. Formula wise, it's kind of a bit moussey, think a little less moussey than the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream, but less liquidy than a lot of different liquid lipstick. I love it. I'm not sure for the matte finish though, because I've had this on my lips for like 2 minutes now and it's still shiny. Let me try to like, obviously there's going to be transfer, but I want to see if it's going to make it look more matte. Look at that cute little lip print. That should be like on a t-shirt or on a mug. I don't think I've ever seen or made that cute of a lip print. Okay, so for my first impressions, which I will confirm or infirm on the screen as I'm talking, the foundation is not bad. I don't think it's the best one for me, which to be honest, it would be hard to become because I feel like I've already found that holy grail one, the Lancome one. The concealer I do like, although I feel like with the powder it was a bit too drying, but again, I think that without it, it's going to be easier for me. I also feel like I have a lot of concealers I really like, but I think I may like this one slightly better than the Tarte one, at least so far. The powder is a huge freaking no. I don't understand the hype. Unless you have super oily skin, I don't understand it. Let me know if you've tried it, how you feel about it, especially if you have like dehydrated skin or even dry skin. There's no way in my head that this would work for people, slash I feel like it definitely leaves a white cast. So if you have a deeper skin tone, again, let me know because I feel uber white right now. The bronzer is the thumbs up, so is sadly the brush. I love it. The blush is a thumbs up. I'm not sure the color, but definitely like the formula. We'll look at more shades. Eyebrow, I don't mind the formula. I feel like it's a bit too warm for my personal taste. Eyeshadow palette, I feel like it is a bit patchy, but I think it might be my fault. I'm not sure even in the next like week or two if I'm going to be able to test it enough to really see if it makes a difference when my eyelids are less dry, because I feel like they're going to be dry no matter what for a few weeks until I get my skincare up to date for the weather. So please let me know your personal opinion on the palette because I like the colors. They swatch beautifully. Like, let me swatch a couple. I should have done that. Like, I'm barely touching my arm, like the lightest touch, and it's so beautiful. So I have a feeling it might be my fault. Although I feel like the darkest brown black seems a tad patchy. The mascara is kind of a, let me know your personal opinion because I feel like my tube might be a bit dry. And last but not least, lipstick. So far as a thumbs up. Is it worth splurging on? That is definitely a you/me thing. You have to decide for yourself, but the color is stunning. So I think overall, not too bad. I feel like I'm very underwhelmed by some and very happy I found probably some new Holy Grail products here. It was a really fun video to do. Let me know if you want to see more videos like that, maybe a version for drugstore or certain brands in particular, like I was saying, Sephora one. Let me know. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe to not miss any future videos. I will be putting on the screen of other videos that I've done, including my probably Sephora haul that I will have posted already. Don't forget to let me know in the comment section if you have tried some of these and how you felt about them. And I will see you in my next video. Bye!